whole idea of the Biological Blueprint Project is you engaging in your own health information journey. The first person in the club with the Biological Blueprint is always going to be myself, because I'm always on a quest to figure out what I need to do so that I can be as high performing as I need to be. Our health isn't something passive that we can just watch for 365 days times 50 years and then one day we wake up and we're surprised that something broke. I'm not interested in that, and you shouldn't be interested in that, especially with all the knowledge and all the technology and all the mentoring that we have available.
What we're all trying to do here is get as many birthdays as possible. We need to hit specific milestones every year to achieve that goal, and we can't simply sprint to the finish line. We created the Biological Blueprint Project as a response to what's missing from pop culture health programs to help you celebrate more birthdays by replacing impulsivity with identification and implementation.
I think people need to sometimes have something tangible to follow, a roadmap, a blueprint. If we're going to build something, we have to have the plans, and then we have to be able to come back to it tangibly, to actually look and assess the plan to say, okay, now I know I'm going to build this. Maybe it's the kitchen this month, and maybe it's the laundry room next month. And every single month and every single section or every single, we'll say, chapter in the workbook is something more that I'm building on the chapters before. And just like any other blueprint, sooner or later it's got to take its shape. As we know from epigenetics and as we know from all these other studies that we're doing, it's like cells are pretty sensitive to their environment. And if we can make cells better and if we can make them more resilient in their environment, then we do get a better product out of that. And it's unfortunate that now we even have to have this conversation. But today a tomato might not necessarily be a tomato. And so the building blocks that you're essentially building things with, namely your body and your vitality, may not look the same as they looked 10, 20, 50 years ago, so we have to put extra effort in to build better cells that are a little more resilient to the environment that we happen to find ourselves in, and the result ends up being cumulative. And that's what true longevity is. We should all be interested in saying, if I put this amount of time and if I just learn a little bit about my biology, I bet I can take that and stretch it into results that I never thought were possible before.